So you are searching for a bike where reliability is a fact and the miles don't matter. That leads you to the Honda brand. You're not going to carry much more than a box, so you really don't need a large bike. You also know that you want to have more fun on it than a scooter. Not that scooters can't be fun. Maybe you work in the city and you are hoping to save gas by joining the ranks of those commuting by motorcycle. It sounds like you need to try a naked bike, a bare bones bike like the Honda CB500F. Or maybe you want the more powerful CB1000R. Which one? Interstate Honda in Fort Collins, a John Elway dealership, happens to have them both at the moment. Let's start small, with the not-so-small CB500F. Featuring modern, progressive styling with hints of carbon fiber throughout. It also features modern engineering, like upside-down 41mm forks for better steering control, and ABS brakes, with twin 4-piston calipers on 298mm discs up front for tight, controlled stops. And then there is the 471cc, we'll just call it a 500, liquid-cooled, dual overhead cam, parallel twin engine, with 4 valves per cylinder. It has 47 horsepower and about 32 foot-pounds of torque. Now before you put down the engine for being a half-liter, consider that Honda has been making the CB500 series on and off since 1971, and they know a thing or two about making them fun to ride. The CB500F has a 4.5-gallon gas tank, and that gives you a range of about 300 miles. It has a seat height of 31 inches, which means a 5'10" person can have both feet on the ground. The passenger seat is ample, with carbon fiber showing up on the grab rails. A twist of the key will reveal a decent storage space for your manual, registration, and maybe even your gloves or ball cap. Now what does the CB500F sound like? Let's give it a listen. John Elway Powersports dealerships aren't like some of the other dealers you might have come across. With a motorcycle license and a signature, you can test ride the machines to get your own opinion.
Brakes are good. Okay, well, let's take this for a ride downtown.
Some have said that CB stands for City Bike, so let's test it there. The CB500F's short 55-inch wheelbase and 416 pounds wet weight make it very nimble and effortless for quick decisions. The responsive brakes and precise throttle control are exactly what's needed in a dynamic traffic environment. And here's where a windshield would just be in the way. Do you need more than 500 cc's in the city? Unlike a larger engine, the 500 stays nice and cool with all the stop and go of city life. Many others have stated online just how much fun this 500cc engine is. But what if the city life just isn't your thing? What if interstates and highways are in your daily commute? We're gonna need a bigger bike. Oh yeah, the CB1000R Black Edition. This one has even stronger ABS brakes, dual radial mounted 4-piston calipers with full floating 310mm discs on the front. The engine is a 998cc, we'll call it 1,000, liquid-cooled inline 4-cylinder with 143 horsepower and 76 foot-pounds of grunt. That puts this bike in the crazy fast category when you wring it out. In fact, the top speed can get you into trouble at around 150 miles per hour. The gas tank is a little slimmer than the CB500F at 4.3 gallons, presumably to give your knees more grip to hang on. The seat height is a little taller than the CB500F at 32.7 inches. There is a USB port under the seat for storing and charging your phone. You may notice the pillion has no grab rails. Moving up to the bars, you'll notice some beyond basics controls that set it apart from the CB500F. This bike has ride modes. Let's turn on the key and see what they are on the TFT dash. We have Standard, Rain, a fully programmable user mode, and Sport mode. The user mode lets you tailor your levels of power, engine braking, and torque control, or traction control. You can also pair your Android phone to the bike for call and text notifications. Let's take it out for a spin and see what it's about. So we're in neutral. Pull my clutch in. The first thing you might notice is how high it is. You might be on your tiptoes if you are under 6 foot. The next thing is the shorter wheelbase, as the back end is much shorter than the CB500F. The wheelbase is only 44.3 inches, and that is really short, folks. It's a few pounds heavier though, at 467 pounds. Well, all that power has to cost something. When you take off, the torque makes its presence known with the teasing hint of lifting the front end a bit. Since riding wheelies on test rides is frowned upon, we will stick to the program modes and avoid that. However, this machine would make a decent stunt bike with a short wheelbase and the insane amount of power. Speaking of power, it rides fairly relaxed below 4,000 RPMs, as seen here. Wrap it up to 10,000 RPMs though, and you'll be grinning from ear to ear. This road tends to get some police traffic, so we can't go crazy today. These are also the very first miles going out of this bike, so we'll save the high performance riding for the new owner after it's broken in. A slipper clutch keeps you from locking up the rear wheel on aggressive downshifts, and the shifting is a close ratio. The clutch is easy to pull. Ride modes and technical jargon aside, the CB1000R is a blast to ride and would make you a happy rider for a long time. It's also a beautiful machine in deep graphite black, and there are other blackened parts like the forks and the exhaust, along with some more black thrown in for good measure. Besides some machine milled edges, the quick shifter stands out to remind you that it was included in the price and not a pricey add-on. Why not just make it all black? Well, you do want cars to have some small chance of spotting you, right? Fast bikes like this, well, all bikes, are going fast at Interstate Honda in Fort Collins. So call them quickly to get a leg on this one. Or call them to check on the CB500F if that's your preference. One has been sold while making this video. And while you are there, treat yourself to a new riding jacket and helmet to maximize the new you on your new ride. Don't forget riding pants and gloves too. I mean, if you're going to be going 150 miles an hour, you want some protection, right? One thing about your purchase though, John Elway dealerships, like Interstate Honda, will never take you for a ride. There's no surprise fees. We believe in price transparency. So don't feel shy about coming by and seeing what each John Elway dealership can offer you. And thanks for watching. And if you like these videos, please subscribe and throw us the thumbs up, will you?